Thank you very much, Flo. It's a great honor and privilege to join you in mourning our national and global icon who has passed on, and really leaving a legacy for generation that I just say is worthy of emulation.
I mean, one would ask, why would Massmart and Aspen pharmacare want to react to the passing of the arch? I mean, maybe one could ask, what he contributed to, that business sector, pharmacare sector.
Yeah, my first encounter with the arts was when I was a student at Oxford University. I had the honor of welcoming him, who's coming to speak at Rhodes House at Oxford. At the time, I was the president of the Rhodes Scholars Southern Africa Forum, and he impressed to see how before his speeches the auditoriums would be full, and he was still having lines, very long lines of people still just wanting to hear of this global icon. And it was really great to see him being celebrated on the global stage. Post-Oxford, I worked for Anglo-American, I worked for Old Mutual. Our paths also crossed during that time. And to your question, I've always found the interaction I had with him, there's always been about the need for the private sector and business to be a force for good, to be a positive force for justice, for equity, for inclusivity, and for the empowerment of the disempowered and the underprivileged philosophy and leadership principles from the interactions that I had with him. So he's really somebody that's really standing for all the noble global principles that are key to the world and that unfortunately are in short supply as we see the world now is facing a lack of and the values that he espoused. And I think we can only honor him by making sure that we build more inclusive societies, we empower our employees, our communities, and make the business sector to be indeed a powerful and positive force for good across South Africa and I say across the world.
Yeah.
Because he was actually a national and indeed global icon, as we all know, that he's
And why has it taken the business sector so long to be inclusive? I mean, it sounds great now to talk about inclusivity, now that we're talking about the passing of someone who did preach and talk about, non-racialism and certainly I would imagine inclusivity. Why has it taken so long for the business sector?
That's a great question, Flo. I can only speak for the businesses that I work with now, which you mentioned is Aspen Pharmacare as well as Massmart Holdings. I think we embrace inclusivity very actively, and it is very much part and parcel of all our policies. And we look at the impact that we have, not only in terms of generating shareholder value, but in empowering our employees, empowering communities, engaging with suppliers, big and small, in ways that really are creating shared value and mutually beneficial to all the parties that we work with. The point you're raising is so important. I think it doesn't help for one or two businesses to be doing the right thing. I think we need a new philosophy and a new value system that is about business being accountable to society, business pursuing a philosophy of doing well by doing good. I think it is very possible to do that. You can be profitable, you can be commercially successful, but still leave a very impressive and indelible footprint of empowerment, inclusivity, justice. We're now talking about ESG in the private sector, which is environmental, social, and governance factors that we have to factor in. And these are issues that the arch has always believed in way before the BM5.
All right, let's leave it there. I think we're also struggling a little bit with the line, but thanks very much for speaking to us as the chairman of Massmart and Aspen Pharmacare Holdings.